is going on, y'all? What up? What up? What?
Twin Flames
Back
Unite.
up this thing, baby. What you talking about?
We up here in these streets.
What's going on, everybody? We are Twin Flames Unite, and if y'all don't know already, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha.
Let's get it in, y'all.
We're back.
Y'all, we're so happy to be back in here and providing y'all with some awesome information. And just as always, we're going to jump right into it today.
Yes.
And if you saw the title for the video, it was like, this is how I can get my twin.
But
we
first,
got it for you.
Before we go into it, we definitely have to take at least a few seconds to thank everyone who has been there supporting us throughout the difficult time that we've been going through with my father, the passing of my dad and everything. Mm-hmm. So just want to take this time to say thank you to everyone that reached out to us, everyone that donated to help with the expenses of everything and the lawyers and everything. Thank you guys so much. We love and appreciate you.
Yes. Oh, y'all don't know how much that warmed my heart to see everybody just rally behind us and rally behind Leisha.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you guys.
All right. So today we have, I wouldn't say it's a bulletproof method to get your get connected with your twin, but it's definitely gonna help you get towards that reconnection that you're looking for.
Yep. Which should I give it away? Don't give it away.
I'm
not gonna.
Well, actually, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you have self-love, but but the major key to being reconnected with your twin flame is self-love, and even more than that, unconditional self-love.
Right. Don't put any conditions on it. Absolutely not. That's what tip number 1 that we have.
All right. Yeah. Well, actually, we got 7 practical things that you can do to really develop a good, healthy self-love or unconditional love with yourself. Okay? Just reconnecting with yourself. Right. Because, you know, this whole journey, a lot of people search for their twin flame. They're out there looking for different methods and things of that nature, when in essence, if you've watched our videos before, you'll realize that your twin is you, and you have to learn to love yourself first before you can even love your twin or anybody else.
Right, that is correct.
So we got 7 different practical steps that you can take towards this step of unconditional self-love, okay? And the first one is to make contact with your inner self. Now, this is something that we've talked about a lot.
Right.
As far as connecting with yourself, and one of the best and surefire ways to really connect with yourself is meditation.
Meditation. Yes, you need that time to experience that oneness with yourself. Don't be afraid to spend time alone. You'll actually find that when you spend time alone, you will have a lot of answers to a lot of questions that you might have.
Yes.
And I'm just speaking from experience.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's all we can speak on is our experience, because through our journey, we've been able to really fall in love with ourselves. We actually fell in love with ourselves before we even met.
Yeah.
So
that's key.
That's the major key.
Major keys, baby.
That is the major key. So through meditation, you can really do some self-reflection and contemplating on who you are, and also another thing to really connect with yourself aside from meditation is just spend some time alone in silence.
Yep.
Like, don't do anything, just sit and just observe your breath. That's all you really need, because your inner man, your inner person, or your inner woman is really yearning for you to connect with them before you connect with anybody else.
Exactly. And that's a good point. The next tip that we would have is to be honest and with yourself. Face your inner obstacles and whatever you feel resistance towards. Face it head on. Face your weakness, face your flaws, your whatever makes you insecure, whatever causes you anxiety, depression, because that's rooted to the past. A lot of it is rooted to like childhood trauma. So you want to face that head on, accept it, own it, it's yours.
Yeah. And just a little disclaimer, it'll probably freak you out a little bit.
It would, yeah, it would, because
You
sometimes
know.
we just put stuff in the closet in our minds that's been tucked away, and we're not dealing with it. But by not dealing with it, it actually will manifest itself in different ways within your life. If you think you're hiding it, but you're really not, it's gonna find a way to escape. So you might as well let it out nicely
Yeah.
than to get a bunch of surprises in your life. Make sense?
Yep, that is sense. Now for that tip, which is tip number 2 that Leisha just gave, that's really some surface type stuff, but we want you to dig a little bit deeper and actually go into the third one, which is going into your old wounds.
Yes.
And what I mean by old wounds, let's just say, for example, like what Leisha just covered a moment ago, like some of those inner obstacles and resistance. Say, for example, you're out with your boyfriend or something of that nature, and for whatever reason,
Or your girlfriend.
yeah, or your girlfriend, and they just like ignore you, and it bothers you, and you're like, why is that bothering me? So you got that one thing that's happening here, but if you dig deeper to something that happened in your childhood, where if like your parents didn't pay you enough attention, or you feel like you didn't get the level of attention that you needed, you really have to dig down deep and find that root issue of what's really causing you to have these feelings and emotions, so that way you can really find out if this type of belief system is something that's serving you or not.
And he had to use the ignore example.
It's first one that came
He
to head.
talking about me, y'all. That's who
That's
he talking about me. Right, I'm right here, and he talking about me. See, this how you have unconditional love, right here.
It was just one of the first things.
Oh, man.
And just to give you a heads up, because with not dealing with these old wounds, this is some things that can actually trigger the run and chaser phase.
Exactly.
And this is why it's so important that you deal with these things first before you get with your twin,
Right.
because your twin is just a mirror reflection of you, and if you won't deal with it, they'll bring it to the surface for you.
Very quick, very quick, very hard, very direct. And you can either run or you can stay. But
Yes.
more than likely, you'll stay if you've already accepted that part of yourself.
Yes.
So that's that.
There you go.
Now, the fourth tip that we have will be, this is something that we had to do work with ourselves.
Yes.
And we helped each other through different parts of this with our childhood trauma. You have to forgive your past. Now, don't rush. There's no rush in this stuff, because, I have to be honest, I'm still working on a forgiveness phase, and I talked about it in one of the videos where I was molested as a child, and I have actually somewhat come to terms with it to understand why these things happen. So I've come to terms with it. So I'm almost done forgiving.
She started here,
Right.
And now it's
Now-
like right in there.
I got this much more to go. So take your time. It's not something that you want to rush, because you want to be real with yourself. When you forgive, you want to make sure it's authentic and it's real. So it's no rush in it.
Yep.
Build a foundation for long-term forgiveness. So this is what you're doing. It's like a building blocks, so that when you do finally encounter the situation or the person that caused the situation again, you can actually look at them and you can breathe, and you don't have to feel like your throat chakra is being attacked.
Yeah.
So you want to take your time and forgive, and it's okay. Some people take a week, some people take a month. For some people, it's a yearly process. It could take
Yeah.
years.
Oh yeah.
So, and everybody's different. Every situation is different. So take your time, guys.
That is so
Do
beautiful.
not rush the brush, because you don't want to get painted.
Okay. Yeah. And for the fifth tip that we would give, this is also one that you don't want to rush into as well, is accept where you are right now.
Full acceptance.
Yes.
Live in that moment.
Yes. Be thankful for everything that happened, the good stuff and the bad stuff, because all of those things work together for your success, wealth,
And happiness.
Okay.
To serve your greater good. It doesn't. Sometimes the situation can look so crazy. We were actually counseling one of our beautiful souls, our soul family, recently, and this is what we explained to her, and it kind of clicked in that moment for her. Now, accept it. It might be a situation, it might look crazy, you might not understand what's going on, but if you can think back to some of the times in your life of all the craziness, and then today when you look at it, it'll make sense, because you'll start saying, you know what? If that didn't happen, then I will meet this person, and then this one happened, and this one triggered this to happen. So that allows you to open up to the moments in your life, whether you looking at it as it's good, bad, negative, or positive, and knowing that it's working together to serve your greater good.
Yes.
You might not see it now, but it'll all make sense.
Oh yeah, because it definitely made sense for us. When all the pieces start coming together, you got so much relief,
Right.
and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so you have to really stop and appreciate where you are right now, because it's all made you into the person who you are today.
Right.
And from the lessons that you've learned, you can make your life better, and you can also enhance the lives of other people around you.
Exactly, because think about it. This is a good way to think about it. Let's say that you had this traumatic experience. You met someone who's been through the same exact thing that you have. Now you're able to help that person share your story with them, and they will want to share with you, because they don't necessarily want to share it with somebody who doesn't know anything about what they're talking about. They might have read about it, but it's not the same as actually going through the process.
Right.
So you walk the path, so you can maybe try to help somebody else. Hold their hand, walk the path, or show them where to go. You go down this road, you're going to meet a left. You're going to see a light at the left. You make that left, and when you get here, you turn right. Now, if you've never been down that road, how you going to tell somebody how to get there?
Can't tell nobody.
So the experiences that we have, it all works together to serve your greater good, and always remember that.
Yep.
Now, you've survived 100% of your worst days up until this moment right now.
And what makes the next day anything different?
Exactly. You're stronger than you know.
Okay. Now, for the next part, which we only got 2 more here.
Right.
The next step that we would suggest is form relationships where you feel loved and appreciated.
Right. Your vibe attracts your tribe, guys.
And you know, this part is so crucial. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back, because everything that we just mentioned up until this point is where you go through and you really heal yourself, and you take care of your inner child. You nurture that person. You embrace your dark side. You accept all of it. Okay? And so now, once you've gone through and you've done all of this work, why would you go back through and mess it up by bringing somebody in that's not going to appreciate you and love you for who you are?
Exactly.
It's like, say for example, like we clean up the house. Like,
look at him stealing my example.
See, that's the sink. But like we clean up the house every day, right? And when the kids come home, they come through and mess everything up.
Right.
Like what the?
Want to throw their shoes off when they get in.
Like,
and started flipping all over the place, take their bags and throw it here. Like, wait, hold on. We done spent all day cleaning the house.
Yeah. So now with the kids, we can't help them. We can't get rid of the kids.
Right. You can't.
But
you can't get them back.
But when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your heart, when it comes to your mind, you can decide who you're going to let in your heart. Exactly. Who are you going to let in your mind? Who are you going to connect with, so that you can maintain that work that you did.
Exactly.
So it's very, very important that you take stock of the people who are in your life.
Right.
And if they are loving and appreciating you, keep them in, hold them.
Hold them tight.
That's why I'm not letting go of this one.
Tight, real tight.
And you know the rest.
Yeah. And just also another example that you can use when you do all of this work is when somebody has a diamond that they paid, what, $50,000, $60,000 for that diamond ring or whatever. You don't see them taking it and throwing it outside, or let me just put it right here in a corner. No, because you see what you had to like spend on it or whatever. You see the worth. So then you once you go through and you do all this work, you'll have that same type of value and feeling for yourself. You won't just let anybody come in and dump on you. That's when you recognize your self-worth.
Yep. There you go.
Yep.
All right.
And we have one last point.
Go right ahead.
Number 7. Practice the kind of love you aspire to receive. So, as within, so without. As above, so below.
There you go.
You have to open up to the universe. Open up, give love, and whatever you give, you shall receive.
Yes.
So if you want, be the person that you are looking for, pretty much.
There you go. I mean, that's real simple. That last part, I mean, it's very simple, because you want to experience love. You want to experience true love, but you have to give it to yourself first.
Yes. Fill your cup, and then you pour from the overflow. Okay, guys?
Yes.
Pour from the overflow, because what's in the cup is for you. And think of it, if you're giving someone something, you want to give it to them in abundance.
Yes.
If you have like a little tiny bit of juice in the cup and you're trying to give it to somebody, you're giving yourself a disservice, you're doing yourself a disservice, and the person that you're giving, you're also giving them a disservice. But if you have a cup and it's overflowing, you're like, oh my God, I got to get rid of some of this. You give it to them, you're able to give them a lot. They're grateful and you're grateful.
Yes.
So that's how you got to look at it, with self-love, unconditional love for self.
And there you go. Those are our 7 tips. And we're just, once again, so happy and grateful to be back again doing these videos.
Yes.
And pretty soon we will also be putting out the next Twin Flame Chronicles.
Chronicles, Isis and Osiris.
So definitely stay tuned for that. And one other thing that we would like to mention is that Alicia and I have started offering counseling services for people who need relationship advice, twin flame advice, which is totally different than just regular relationship advice or ascension or anything of that nature. And you can find that information in our website. You'll see the website description here, and it's going to be below in the description. So definitely, if you look forward, if you need to talk one-on-one with us, and Alicia and I will do face-to-face time with y'all. You see these beautiful faces together. And we will definitely be more than honored to do a one-on-one consultation with you to help you through this process, because we wanted somebody to help us through this process.
Exactly.
So we want to extend
the favor, because it was hard, like so hard. And you know, sometimes when you're going through your awakening process, you have all these strange things happening, and you can't go to a regular, you know, somebody who hasn't really left the 3D. They're not going to understand what you're going through. So we've been there, we've walked that path, we're still walking it, so we're here for you guys.
Yep. And so there you go. We are Twin Flames Unite, back in this piece.
Back at it again in these streets.
We love y'all, and we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace out.